Hello everyone and welcome to my video for the top 5 Overwatch characters I would like to see in Paladins. I know in the poll I said this would be a top 10, but to be honest, picking just 5 heroes was really difficult for me. Most of my decision making boiled down to, we already have this character, or this character is mega annoying to deal with. I also wanted the list to not be solely based off of characters I main, otherwise this might as well been a list of my favorite Overwatch characters. I tried to pick characters with abilities and playstyles that aren't present in Paladins. Also, instead of trying to translate the Overwatch hero's stats into Paladins numbers, like I did in the last video, I decided it would be more fun to try and make 3 talents for the respected hero instead. With that out of the way, let's start with my number 5. Number 5, Lucio. In Overwatch, Lucio is a support hero whose main attribute is area of effect healing and speed boosting. His shift ability Crossfade allows you to swap between healing and speed songs. His first ability, Amp It Up, amplifies whichever song you're on. Lucio has a unique weapon that fires a 4-round burst of projectiles. While challenging to use, the weapon can output lots of damage to those who master it. Lucio's alternate fire is what is known as the Boop, which is a simple knockback ability. Lucio possesses the most unique passive ability in Overwatch, which allows him to skate on walls. With this passive, it creates super cool and unique mobility options. Last up, Lucio's ultimate is the Sound Barrier, which creates a massive boost of temporary health for yourself and your teammates for a few seconds. I know AoE healing is not something new to Paladins, but what would be something new is a healer who could toggle a speed boost without the use of loadout points. Many healers in Paladins are capable of providing a speed boost, however these all require at least a level 4 loadout card for it to be noticeable. Lucio would not have to worry about such a thing in Paladins. His weapon and knockback ability would translate adequately into Paladins as well. An issue I see with Lucio in Paladins is his wall riding though. Walls in Paladins are mega wonky. Just play some Koga and try using his wall climb. You'll see what I mean. One other issue is that of the characters on this list, Lucio is the most similar to one already in Paladins, being Grover, who already provides AoE heals and speed boost with the loadout card. I guess Lucio would be a much faster alternative since Grover is pretty slow. For talents, these are what I've come up with. Talent 1, Background Music. Your inactive song will always be active at a 50% effect. Basically, while on your heal song, your speed song will still be active but at a reduced effect, and vice versa. This talent would be for the Lucio players who always want to be providing for the team, or for those who can't make a decision on what song to choose. Talent 2, Pumped Up. Double the effect of your current song, but increase the cooldown of Crossfade to 8 seconds. This talent would be for those who want to push their specific song to the max. However, this comes with a huge cost in that Crossfade has a long cooldown. And Talent 3, Solo Artist. Increase the projectiles fired from Sonic Amplifier by 2. Increase ammo count by 4. This talent would allow Lucio to fire a burst of 6 shots instead of the normal 4. Even with the increased ammo, Lucio will only be able to fire 4 bursts instead of the normal 5. This talent will be perfect for those support players who want to take matters into their own hands. Number 4, Reaper. In Overwatch, Reaper has dual shotguns, which deal massive damage up close. However, these also suffer from extreme damage falloff. Reaper's first and most important ability is Wraith Form, which makes him invulnerable for a short time while reloading his shotguns. Reaper's second ability is Shadow Step, which allows you to teleport to a select location. Reaper is one of the few heroes in Overwatch that does not have a third ability. However, he has a passive that grants him 40% lifesteal. I actually think the lifesteal is kinda busted in Overwatch, but maybe for this concept Reaper could have his 40% lifesteal as an activated ability with a cooldown or something. Let's say a 10-second cooldown and the 40% lifesteal lasts for 3 seconds. Reaper's ultimate is the Ballerina Death Dance, in which he spins around like a ninny, dealing massive damage to enemies nearby. So I was really struggling to pick a damage character from Overwatch. I ended up choosing Reaper because we don't have a character in the damage role with shotguns for their primary. I know we have some tanks with shotguns and then there's the flanker Buck, but last I've heard of him, he was having an asthma attack or something? Anyway, here's some talent concepts for Reaper and Paladins. Talent 1, Never Ending. Your lifesteal is no longer affected by Cauterize. Pick this talent if you want to guarantee value out of your lifesteal ability. This talent will allow for a few seconds of risky play, which usually isn't present much in the late game when Cauterize 3 is abound. Talent 2, Demon Speeding. gain a 50% speed boost for 3 seconds after using Shadow Step. This talent would allow Reaper to be significantly more mobile, allowing for easy repositioning. Talent 3, Leave No Ashes. Each hit with Hellfire Shotguns applies a burning effect that deals up to 5% of the target's max health over 3 seconds. Subsequent hits refresh the effect. Just to clarify, the max burn damage of 5% would only be if all shotgun pellets connect. Basically, the more pellets you hit, the more burn damage you deal. Use this talent if you want to play the poke battle game, constantly peeking in and out of cover, using Wraith Form to reposition, all while still getting damage in. Number 3, Mercy. Sometimes less is more, and that's what Mercy is. Mercy is arguably the most easy hero to pick up in Overwatch. Her weapon is the Caduceus Staff, and the primary fire heals a single ally, while the secondary fire applies a 30% damage boost. Both forms of fire are auto-lock, meaning you don't have to aim the beams to use them. Mercy has the potential to be the most nimble hero in Overwatch with her first ability, Guardian Angel. Pressing shift while looking at an ally will send you in their direction with great speeds. Guardian Angel also has a few techs available, such as slingshotting, backpedaling, and super jumping, which I can never get down. Last of the abilities is the most controversial in the game, Resurrect, housing a long 30-second cooldown. If a teammate dies, the Mercy player can revive them after a lengthy cast animation. Mercy also has 2 passive abilities, the first being Angelic Descent. Holding the jump button in the air will cause you to glide, and Regeneration. After 1 second of not taking damage, Mercy will self-heal at a rate of 20 heals a second, which equates to about 200 heals a second in Paladins. Mercy's ultimate is Valkyrie, which grants Mercy flight and allows the beams from her staff to connect to multiple allies at once. Valkyrie can actually be a very powerful ultimate due to the team healing and damage boost effects. Oh yeah, Mercy has a gun. It's okay, I guess. I picked Mercy for my number 3 because all healers in Paladins have a cooldown on their main healing ability. Even Io, who has to wait to regain her Moonlight. Mercy is here to fix that. Her auto-aim healing makes her easy to pick up and sometimes relaxing to play as. Mercy will also be the only champion to provide a damage boost without a talent. Actually, her 30% boost might be busted in Paladins, but let's ignore that for now. Let's get some talents! Talent 1, Experimental. Mercy's staff will tag an additional teammate in range, granting them 50% of the effect of your current beam mode. This talent will allow Mercy to affect 2 allies at once. Keep in mind that the second beam target will only have half of the beam's effect. For example, on damage boost, they would only get a 15% bonus instead of 30%. Talent 2, Self-Preservation. Increase Resurrect's cooldown by 10 seconds. Resurrect can no longer be used on allies, however, Resurrect can be used when the Mercy player dies. This talent allows the Mercy player to res herself at the cost of losing the ability to res teammates. Pick this talent if you are confident in your ability to keep your team alive without relying on res. And Talent 3, Pixie Dust. Using Guardian Angel leaves a healing aura that heals yourself and allies for 100 heals a second for 3 seconds. Pretty much a weaker version of Moji's Toot. In conjugation with the passive self-healing, a Mercy using this talent will be quite tanky and able to take a lot of abuse. Number 2, Sigma. Overwatch's most recent hero released 6 months ago. Sigma is a fun tank who focuses on defense with opportunities for offensive skill shots. First up his primary is the Hyperspheres, which launch a 2-shot burst of explosive orbs. These orbs have a limited range and can bounce off terrain. The first ability is the Photon Barrier. Sigma can release his barrier and place it as close or far away as he pleases. Because of this, Sigma's barrier is the most flexible in Overwatch. His second ability is Kinetic Grasp. Sigma projects a black hole in front of him that absorbs bullets and projectiles. When the animation is finished, Sigma will gain bonus health equal to 60% of the damage he absorbed. His last ability is Accretion. Sigma yeets a rock at an opponent, which deals damage and stuns. A unique aspect of the stun is that the length of it depends on how far away the target is. Hitting a target up close with the rock will net you a super tiny stun, while hitting someone at max distance allows for a lengthy 3-second stun. Personal opinion, but I think Sigma's stun is the most balanced in Overwatch, as it requires actual skill to pull off.
Who said that?
Oh, how could I forget about his super cool ultimate, the Tozy Massacre, the Gravitic Flux. Sigma will target a section on the floor. Once activated, he will lift all opponents caught and deal 50% of their max health as damage when they come down. Okay, this is my first and only main on the list. I mentioned earlier how I didn't want to put my mains on the list to avoid favoritism, but Sigma's kit is very unique and fun to play with. First up, he offers a very fluid shield with a short cooldown, as opposed to the fairly lengthy cooldowns of other shield tanks. His hyperspheres are also super satisfying to hit, and might encourage some damage mains to take up a front line for once. Let's make some talents. Talent 1, Soft Rock. Decrease the cast time of Accretion by 50%. Accretion now stuns for 0.5 seconds, regardless of range. At first I was going to say something about using this talent if you're bad at hitting long range rocks, but then I realized that this could be an option for those who want to play super aggressive. Using a rock at point blank and then following up with hyperspheres could be a good strategy. Talent 2, Dispulsion. Kinetic Grasp's bonus health is now shared between allies in range. For example, if Sigma reaches the max amount of bonus health of 4000, and his 4 other teammates are around, each teammate will receive 800 bonus health. This talent will be for the Sigmas who want to prop up their teammates with bonus health at the cost of their own. And last talent for Sigma, Failed Experiment. Increase experimental barrier count to 2. Cooldown increase to 8 seconds. Sigma launches a smaller barrier that will fly in the direction he is facing and cannot recall it. Basically, this talent grants Sigma 2 barriers at the cost of flexibility. Since the barrier is always moving, Sigma will be limited if he's using it in close range. However, against snipers and long range characters, this talent will thrive. And my number 1, Doomfist! He's so cool! I want to be him when I grow up! An end to the burst meta! Yeah! No, actually, number 1 is Ana. Overwatch's first additional hero brings a lot to the table. Ana's primary fire is the Biotic Rifle, which is capable of dealing damage to enemies or healing allies. Her first ability allows her to scope in, which actually changes the rifle from a projectile-based weapon to a hit scan one. Ana's second ability is the Sleep Dart. Shooting an enemy with this will put them to sleep for a whopping 5.5 seconds. The trade-off is that if the sleeping enemy takes any damage, they will wake up immediately. Ana's third ability is the almighty Biotic Grenade. This thing does a lot. Hitting a nade on allies will heal them and amplify any further healing by 50% for 4 seconds. Hitting a nade on an enemy will deal damage and prevent all healing for 4 seconds. The anti-nade effect is arguably the most powerful ability in Overwatch, as landing this on a crowd of enemies is sometimes a guaranteed victory in a teamfight. Last up, Ana's ultimate is Nano Boost. Ana targets an enemy and shoots them with a dart. The target will receive a hefty burst heal, and then receive a 50% damage and damage resistant boost for the next 8 seconds. While that sounds really powerful, Nano Boost is actually one of the easiest ultimates to waste if you use it on the wrong person. So, in my opinion, I think Ana has the most unique kit in Overwatch. I mean, shooting your friends to heal them, where else are you gonna get that? We don't have any healers who heal without a cooldown. I mean, I guess Ana has to reload though. Either way, the closest thing we have to Ana in Paladins is Maldamba, and he has a cooldown on his healing. Ana's Sleep Dart would translate fine, and I think Anti-Nade wouldn't be as OP as it is in Overwatch. Because in Paladins, we have resilience, and lots of characters have way to activate CC immunity and such. Also, Nano would be super fun in Paladins. I'm already seeing viable and unviable Nano targets. Nano Rom for a super mega beefy tank. Don't Nano the Torvald as he does tickle damage. Okay, let's get 3 last talents. Talent 1, Bastet's Blessing. Increase the healing effect of Biotic Grenade for 2 seconds. Using this talent will allow Ana players to utilize the bonus healing from Biotic Grenade for 6 seconds instead of 4, allowing for 2 extra seconds of massive healing output. Using this talent will promote friendly nade usage instead of looking for opportunities to shut down enemy healing. Talent 2, Quick Nap. Decrease Sleep Dart's stun duration to 1.5 seconds. Slept enemies will no longer wake up from taking damage. Using this talent will treat Sleep Dart like a normal stun. Ana players with this talent will be able to unload as much damage as they want without having to worry about waking up their target. Talent 3, Old Methods. Nano Boost now charges at 50% and lasts 4 seconds. This talent was made to be similar to Eevee's Snow Globe talent, which is one of my personal favorites in Paladins. I think it would be really interesting to be tossing out short nano boosts across multiple targets instead of just empowering a single target. And that's my list of the top 5 Overwatch characters I would like to see in Paladins. Let me know what characters you would like to see, and also let me know if you think some of the suggested talents would be busted or trash. I'm YellowNinja, and peace. Her weapon is the caduceus staff, and the primary. Okay, I can't sound like that.
You sound dead inside.
Her weapon is the caduceus staff, and it heals bitches. The end. I just wanted to know if you'd like to come into my dark room. As opposed to the fairly lengthy cooldowns of other shield. First up, he offers a very fluid shield with short cooldown, as opposed to the fairly lengthy cooldowns of other shitty shield tanks. Okay.
First up,
You need to know about boost.